And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, the truck driver, the taxi driver, the food delivery drivers, the round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Don't let that go over your head. Shout out to you. Big up to everybody this morning and thank you for being here on this beautiful Friday morning. I can finally say it's the freaking weekend, baby! Ha ha! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. We made it through another week, and here we are. Give thanks because, again, no one is planning our funeral. We are not in anybody's hospital laid up. We're not ill. We are healthy. We are strong. We're feeling good this morning. And I'm sending out prayers and healing vibrations to those who are not so up and so healthy and feeling so strong this morning, not on the 100 this morning. I give thanks that I am. All right. Here we are. Afternoon, so flood. Everyone on this platform, give thanks. Yes, all the way from England. Once you said afternoon, I knew it was the UK. Shout out to our UK family. Shout out to our Canadian family. Shout out to our family all around the globe who tune in, regardless of what hour time it is in their part of the world. We got a couple of things to talk about this morning, but before I do all that, something was laying heavy on me this morning, so I wanted to share it with you. These two pictures that I have, right? Here's a picture of my beautiful grandmother who I recently laid to rest. That's my Grammy, right? My beautiful grandmother. We know this lady right here as Miss Ruby. So when you hear me talking and I say, Granny said, or my grandmother said, this was the woman I was talking about. When you hear me giving jokes about the woman that loved to beat, this is the woman I was talking about. When you hear me talking about a virtuous woman and my example of a strong woman, and root and real root and foundation. I'm talking about this woman right here. Okay, my beautiful grandmother, may her soul rest in peace. All right, and her legacy will definitely live on. I'll never stop talking about her, and I will never stop living the ways that she taught me. That's powerful. Here is her and my grandfather. All right, okay. This morning, when I woke up and I looked at these two pictures, I'm reminded of commitment. I'm reminded of sacrifice. I'm reminded of hard work and dedication from these two. And of course, discipline. That's my grandfather. Just came back from Jamaica, laying him to rest. My example of a man. My cousin said it at the funeral, and I couldn't say it, but it was like he took the words out of my mouth. If ever there was a man that I wanted to be like, it's this man right here. I don't have any superheroes like Spider-Man and Batman, and I don't have any person, any celebrity that I look up to, like, oh, I want to emulate and be just like this person in every way. I have my grandfather as a man. This the man that I used to see go off into the bushes early in the morning when it was dark outside. This man said he would do anything for his family, and he did. He did. We were protected. We were well provided for. His children. He this listen to provide for your children and then your children's children, to set a foundation for not only you yourself in your lifetime, but for the generation that came after you and those that will come after them. That's some powerful stuff. I can't explain in words, right? And I grew up having our own family burial plot ground. And to see now that these two people who I was in their house, that they are now laid in that family plot. I will be doing the same thing that I've always done. I used to go lay on my great grandmother's grave and just lay there and look up at the sky. Now, when I visit Jamaica, I'll be going to go lay on their graves. and look up at the sky and reminisce and maybe shed a tear or two and all that. None of the tears will ever be about sadness. They were so blessed, man. Lived to their mid 90s, committed to each other throughout their entire lives. Not like they didn't have problems, but they made it work, right? And that's why I have the views that I have when it comes to marriage today. If you're not in it to win it, leave it alone. If you're getting in thinking, well, if things go bad, I'm out, don't go in. All right. They set such an example, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them for the life they lived. I'm proud of them for things they did on our behalf, unselfishly. These people weren't thinking about themselves. If they were thinking about themselves, they would have done. Mas Cleavy would have did what Mas Cleavy wanted to do. Miss Ruby would have done what Miss Ruby wanted to do if they were thinking about themselves, but they weren't. They were thinking about their children. They were thinking about their children's children and even further on. So I will honor these two with my life for the rest of my life. We're not here to live shamefully. We're not here to disgrace legacy, the legacy of the giants on whose shoulders we stand. We're here to live upright, and we're here to live good, and we're here to leave a mark, right? And with that said, off I go into this morning's morning thoughts. So we have today, what we're talking about today now, we're talking about the first Black woman two-star general in the U.S. Marine Corps history. We have to talk about this woman for a minute. This is Lorna Mahlock. Lorna Mahlock is what you call a badass. Yeah. And to see that she is a Jamaican woman, whoo-wee. So we're going to talk a little bit about her for a minute. And then, of course, we're going to get into some music stuff, which I'll just go over shortly because that's not the main part of this morning. And then we're going to talk about teen pregnancy. And then we are also going to talk about some other stuff because there's an article here from their pastor that I want to get into because I find it funny. And I just like to share their pastor, one of those things. See? Shout out to everybody tuning in this morning. Let me big up some names. It's Friday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling upful and thankful. So shout out to Seymour for being the first one in this morning. Great goodies. Thank you for being here. Asserin Odetta, thank you for being here. Unstoppable Josh. Audrey Wright's in the building this morning. Janet Stewart, Dainty D. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr is here. Festive Friday, my friend. Nikki B is here this morning, spelled Niqueb. Julie Tapper is in the building this morning. Wayne Nathan, Ricky Reed, I'ma Inspire, Kai Tai Jai Empress, my sister in the building. Senior Sexy, Purple Royal, Dorothy T. Andrew Skinner is here this morning. Andrew, thank you for being here. Please remember to hit the like button as you come into the chat room. And Fivefield 63 is here. It says good afternoon to everyone on the platform. Give thanks. Yes, all the way from England. Brummel Wright is in the building. My sister, thank you for being here as well. Up, 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 little bro family and chat room family. Many blessings. King Biggs, morning fam. Karen notices here. Real G, Lady J, D Mac, Crystal G. Andrew Skinner says, can I get some more volume, please? Listening from my phone, please. My volume is all the way up. Is anybody else having a volume problem this morning before we go any further? King Big says, please like the live. Sandra Garner Oglesby is in the building this morning with us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that. She says, oh, beautiful photo of your beloved grandmother. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'm feeling good. Nobody else is having a volume issue because my mic is all the way up and my computer volume is all the way up. So I should be good. No volume problems on my end. All right, Stacy and Williams. Thank you. Thank you, Ricky Reed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's talk about this lady first. Somebody said, see, every time I do these stories, there's always the negative then the positive. Some people say sometimes don't pay no attention to the negative SouFlo, just do the positive part. But sometimes we use all that stuff to teach. I want my people in Jamaica who do leave these slight comments in the comment section. Yeah, sell out. Wanna go join white man military and bootlickers and slave pickney and this and that. And they call you all kinds of names, right? I just want them to know that the world is not just Jamaica. The world is big. And anywhere we can impact, it will reverberate right back to where we come from. So you don't have to stay in Jamaica and be in Jamaica to do great things in the world for the world, right? We're a global people. The world is getting smaller as we know it with the advancement of technology and all these things. And not only that, we want to be on the forefront. So opportunity ain't available to all of us in Jamaica. So somehow we have to go overseas and look it from other places. But when we get it, we do pay homage to Jamaica, which contributes to Jamaica's greatness in these history books as it is written. So this is her. Take a good look at this face. I'm going to say some things about this woman in a minute. Take a good look at the face. This is what we call a badass. I don't know if she wants me to call her a badass, but she is a badass. Okay? Every time I see Black women doing great things other than clapping ass cheeks on Instagram, it always makes me feel good, right? Because there's so much clapping ass cheeks. You're like, damn, that's all we can do, you know? And of course, there are those out there that are doing positive things other than clapping ass cheeks, and they don't get as much recognition and attention and our public affection than the ones who are clapping ass cheeks and showing titties. So, with that said, let's give some respect to Miss Lorna M. Mahlock. Miss Lorna M. Mahlock was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and she migrated to Brooklyn, New York, where she enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps. She was selected for the Marine Corps Enlisted Commissioning Education Program, graduating from Marquette University, and was commissioned in December of 1991. The last female that held this position retired in 1980. When Mahlock was designated as an air traffic control officer, she earned certifications as a Federal Aviation Administration FAA Tower Local Controller and a Marine Aviation Weapons and Tactics Instructor. She was commanded and led at various levels globally and in combat, including but not limited to Air Traffic Control Detachment Commander, Executive Officer, First Stinger Battery Director, Marine Corps Instructional Management School, Air Control Officer G3, Future Operations 1st Marine Aircraft Wing, Company Commander, Operation Southern Watch and Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation and Executive Officer, Operation Iraqi Freedom 2. She was on my deployments. Director, Marine Air Command and Control System Experimental, Commander Officer of Iraqi Freedom 8, Information Management Officer, J3, Lands Operation Lead and Division Executive Officer, Headquarters, European Command, Marine Corps Officer of Legislative Affairs and Assistant Chief of Staff at a G6 level. In 2018, Mahlock was nominated as Brigadier General and was confirmed in 2019. She has a master's degree in adult and higher education. See, when people do stuff like this, I have to run through this because when people do stuff like this, right, and you listen back to how many things they were able to accomplish, you would think that this woman was like, she had 8 of herself to be able to have accomplished all these things and be in all these different places. Not only that, you would think, oh, she must have sacrificed family for career. No, she's a married woman with children as well. So with all that going on, still managing to be a wife to husband and a mother to the children and all that. That's why I tell women that don't make excuses about this mother, this, and oh, it's so much work, and I understand that it is. But you can accomplish so much more. Just apply yourself. She has a master's degree in adult and higher education from the University of Oklahoma at Norman. She has a master's degree in national security and strategic studies with distinction from the Naval War College. She also has another master's degree in strategic studies from the United States Army War College and a master's certification in information operations from the Naval Postgraduate School. She is also a graduate of the United Kingdom Defense College Higher Command and Staff. I don't know how she do all this, but she did. She must have been like sleeping on one side of her body with the other side up. Mahlock awards include Legion of Merit, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Meritorious Service Medals, Joint Service Command Commendation Medals, Joint Service Achievement Medals, Navy and Marine Corps Commanders medals, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement medals, and Good Conduct medals. Big up to her. Here's the thing. The big part is when it says, and she leads her story off like that she was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and then they migrated to New York. Today, she sits. Senate confirms, and this is directly from Stars and Stripes. Everybody who's been in the military knows what Stars and Stripes is. It is the military's newspaper, pretty much. So Senate confirms the first Black two-star general in Marine Corps history. It is her, this woman, same one. As a service member and knowing intricately what it takes to achieve even half of what she has, as a service member who is also from Jamaica that served here, I feel extra, extra proud. Not only that, as a service member who understands the level of the kind of rank that this woman now carries. Listen, her rank is not, if you think of somebody that's high ranking, you might have somebody in your family that's high ranking, them they're still below her rank. I'm pretty much guaranteeing you it. This is the kind of her rank is heavy. This piece of brass is heavy. This is like when this person is coming to base, the whole base got to be spit shine clean, everything tucked right, everything. That's the kind of rank she carries. You don't pass her and not recognize her on any military post. Just the failure to recognize her, every service member will tell you, could get you in trouble as a service member. So she has earned that position. She didn't come here come clap ass cheeks. She didn't come here come think about body. She didn't come here come waste where opportunities. She did something with herself, and this is a standing example to all our other young ladies, not only just Jamaican young ladies, but us, yes, for real. But so they can see that, hey, Shaban right there, so she get the little opportunity. She went there, so nobody gave none of that to her. She got all that for herself through hard work, hard work. And I'm absolutely proud. Absolutely proud. So we salute this two-star general this morning, and we say we are absolutely proud. General Lorna Mahlock. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to her. Big things. Dainty D says, so you see, not everybody comes from Jamaica and living in America is bad. Absolutely. That too. And it also shows them that there are many other avenues here that they can choose from. And don't be afraid. I know a lot of people that are afraid of the military and they think, oh God, they're going to give me an M16 and put me in the front line of every war. And it's not exactly like that. I encourage people to actually explore all the different avenues because there are so many. There are so many. And she is one of them that obviously took advantage of, exploited it, and used it to the best of her ability. And she has risen to the cream of the crop. I mean, the top of the top. You understand? This is who the top of the top people who control the whole thing. This is who they are shaking hands with, rubbing elbows with, passing word to word information with. She is in that circle. She's in that circle. And she wasn't born with no gold spoon in her mouth, my friend. She was born regular, just like one of we. She didn't come from no big prominent family who had lots of money and could send her to any expensive or private school with special tutelage. She went through just like all us. She just chose to grab the bull by the horns and ride the daylights out of that bull. And that's what she's been doing. Yeah. Brahma Wright says, me proud and in my family. May I tell you, me proud. Mr. Prodar, every time I look at it, I've been looking at it since last night. Actually, to be honest, I was going through Instagram. I said, let me see what's going on, hot me can talk about. And then I saw Bounty Killer. So shout out to Bounty Killer for Bounty Killer posted it on his IG, and he said something about manners and respect to her, and her being a shining example for our girls and that. And then I went and did my research. I saw it in Jamaica, but I was in Jamaica and I was going through a bunch of other stuff. So when we see it on Bounty thing last night, I was like, okay, yes, let me go look up. And I did, and all that information came forward. So shout out to her, a powerful woman in real life. In real life. See? I can't. I chuckle, I laugh inside giggling because I know the power. I know the power that she carries. It's one to be revered, even feared. That kind of power, right? She carries it humbly. She doesn't look like she exalts our power and dash out herself. She carries the power humbly, but that's a lot of responsibility. That's a, and now to say, oh yes, she's Jamaican, and it's not hidden. It's on front page. It's in the Stars and Stripes. This is the U.S. military paper, newspaper. You understand? Born in Kingston, Jamaica. She's a Jamaican. She didn't come here either, like from Jamaican parents, which I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm just saying she's really like from the seed, from the cloth, from the island. See? Denty D says, can't hear you. You can't hear me? Who else can't hear me? Somebody else was complaining about that, but everybody else is saying they're good. So I don't know if it's your device or me just get cut off again. Anyways, man, let me continue because I think more people would say they can't hear me, right? Stash says, I'm blessed. Volume good for me. Denty D says, it's back on. Okay, audio is perfect. Unstoppable Josh, big up yourself. All right. Hit that thumbs up button, please. Let's get this message around. This is positive. Share positive. Share positive. You never know who might see it and who needs it. Who might just be, or just right now, some young person is ready to make the wrong turn out of frustration, out of lack of role model and guidance around them, out of all these things. You know what I'm saying? And when you share the positive, it eventually hits who it's supposed to hit. That young person might just now look this morning and say, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it too. So here we go. Like up the video, hit that thumbs up button, share it. And again, we salute you, great one. That's no easy feat. That's absolutely no easy feat. Unstoppable Josh says she'll be an inspiration for both my daughters who went into the Navy this year. Oh boy, both your daughters went into the Navy? That's what's up, man. That is what's up. As a parent, I would be damn proud. All right, I hear that. I hear some of that I work. I want a strip club still. Yeah, not like that's all there is to do, but I'm just saying, the world is wild today. Young people are wild today. They have more freedoms than they ever had before. And they're not necessarily listening to parents anymore. Young people stay already. I'm gonna find my own way. It's not like the Africans from Africa, them picking they listen to them parents. If daddy says, Obagulu, you're going to be an attorney, you're going to be a lawyer. We are sending you to America and you're going to attend law school. You are going to do very well and get straight A's, and then you are going to attend law school. Obagulu is going to become a lawyer, not us. We, them I tell we say, you are going to become a lawyer. Me, then I tell them, say, nah, so I'm not to feel that still. May I explore my avenues and see. In the meantime, me I go hold a little job at Walmart still until, things. And they're like, what are you saying? I've lived this whole life for you. That's the African family. They listen still. Us, for parents, Walmart, you want to work after all, me do I invest in you? Yes, mommy, coming now, feel, we kind of choose our own way. They don't deviate. They don't deviate. So shout out to the young people out there doing positive things as well. You are so under recognized because BS takes front and center stage these days. These days, all when them are 40, them still are listen to them parents. Yes, Audrey, right. Their parents play a big role in them life. All when them are 40, all when them are 40, still listening to their parents. Mm. Marvin the Point Jamaica Curse says theater so Oh, but Gula, you are going to be a lawyer. I don't care what you say. You are going to be an attorney. You are going to go to the US and you are going to go to school. You are going to attend. When them tell them, say, you are going to attend, them gone and attending. If you check, don't think I'm joking either. I know a big joke, but if go look it up, Google it. Who has the most PhDs in United States of America as far as schooling goes? Look up who earns the most PhDs, and then, then you will see exactly what I said. Them full of doctors to kill. Them full of doctors to kill Africans. There you go. And it's not made up. It's actually real. Obagula, you are going to be a doctor. I have worked my entire life for you to be able to do this, and you are going. You will not discredit me, and you will not disappoint. And them go and them do it, and they will tell you, I'm not discrediting, I'm not disappointing my dad, I'm not disappointing my family tradition. My mother has worked so hard. We're different. We come up to when mother suffer, and then we still don't put ourselves in a position to even rescue her. Among us, I'm not saying me and you, I'm just saying among us. If you want a perfect life, you have to wait until the parents die, and it's not me. Vicky Victory said, if you want a perfect life, you have to wait until the parents die, and it's not me. Say so. Mm. And that's why I love these two, because traditionally that's that's how my family is. You see that? You see that place, that compound there in Jamaica? Nothing couldn't go on there. Not even in their last days. What they said stood, and it stood throughout their entire lives. Yes, you can bring a little boyfriend, come introduce him, but he ain't spending the night here. You and no girl now lock up in a no room in a this house. I didn't see no wedding. I didn't hear no I do's, and there was no ring on, no fingers and commitments. Yo, them did serious. Them did serious, and it's like that their whole life, my friend. Their whole life. Dainty D says, I'm just going to shout out to me. I graduated December 18th with a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and I'm going back for the doctorate. You go, girl. Big up yourself. Dainty D, big up yourself. Dainty D been here for a while too. Dainty D, you're there from a long time. I follow me, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And you doing all that. I'm just going to shout out to me. I graduated on December 18th with a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and is going back for the doctorate. You go. You go. That's what's up. And them something that we like see. Them something that make we feel proud, don't it? Because we got so much bad news already, and so much people doing weird and wild and crazy stuff already. We have to big up those who are actually doing positive things. We have to big up those who are blazing trails, those who are carrying on great people's traditions. Because when the elders them gone, who else is going to pick up the baton and carry on? It can't end with them, else we're doomed. So big up to you for that, Dentity. That's a good one. All right, let's run over this music stuff real quick, right? Before we go into other stuff. So I saw a headline yesterday, and the headline says that Chronic Law has dethroned Vibes Cartel, and I was like, what? Chronic Law has dethroned Vibes Cartel has dominated the genre of dancehall music for quite some time now, well over a decade. He's been incarcerated for a decade and has been able to hold that spot for the entire decade of incarceration. And he was the man before he was incarcerated. So to see others come and take it in any kind of way, form, or shape, numbers, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because we thought that it stopped right there. You know what I'm saying? Even Cartel said, "Yo, man, I'm tired for the at the top now, like by myself. Where's the competition?" I think Cartel has actually graduated into a new league because he hasn't been here. And if he was here, like outside, able to do shows, able to do interviews, able to travel, able to spread the message, he would be much bigger than he is now. And he is huge now, but he would have been much bigger being out. There would probably be no competition. To be behind bars and still be in the top one, two, three, four, five, you are for over a decade. That says a lot. That says a lot. But with that said, let's not take away from the greatness of others. Chronic Law, I've reviewed a couple of songs for Chronic Law over the years. Chronic Law is a very lyrical artist. He's very deep with his lyrics, and I like that. I like people that pen constructive lyrics that your heart feels, your mind can relate to kind of thing. Chronic Law, one of them artists there. See? Sean Paul, most streamed Jamaican reggae dancehall artist. Chronic Law is the most streamed artist. YouTube stats. All right, so YouTube 2022 statistics according to Radio Jamaica News Online. YouTube's 2022 statistics have revealed that dancehall megastar Sean Paul is the most streamed Jamaican reggae dancehall artist. While in Jamaica, the Nuff Frighten for Nothing singer, which is Chronic Law, is the most streamed artist on the platform out of Jamaica, period. In Jamaica, right? I can't honestly say that I know a Chronic Law song where I can sing it from start to finish. I can't. And I won't even be a hypocrite and try. But there's one song which I think is the song that bust him. And that song was a powerful song. And I always wish that he went back to that vein. The rather there on a hillside when nobody not there for talk to. That one there. Rather there on a hillside, now around people where we harm you. Rather than on a hillside that chill vibes and know some heart clean inside. Rather than on a hillside, a true man, me rather than on a hillside when nobody know if talk to me, talk to the goat them and talk to the sky and the tree them. Rather than on a hillside, chill and a bill vibes, nobody know if talk to around nobody that could harm you. You know, the way of the world going now, them song they connect. It's like you want to move away from around people because people are moving so strange. You don't know who is who and who have what kind of weird and bad intentions. We see in siblings, sister kill sister, ordering hitman to go kill sister, brother set up brother, mom, her own kids coming after her, the woman that sent down all the stuff in Jamaica for her son to take care of. And when his mom landed in Jamaica, the brother sent a man. He contracted to kill his own mother because the things she been sending overseas to him, he's been wasting it. In my floss and broth, people say, yo, SouFlo, if you see my party at night time, buy out bar everything. Them man they live big. That's all his mom stuff she was sending. Her own son. Now when she fly down, him send gunman go pick up him mother, for kill him mother. So we live in a weird world. A weird world. Rather than on a hillside when nobody know there fi talk to. Yeah, so I always, that song from Chronic Law always stuck in my head. And yeah, I'm not gonna play hypocrite and act like I know any more of his songs or anything like that. But it's good to see him rise and become what he is. He wasn't traveling for a while, and I always wondered how come I not see Chronic Law flying out and think I'm have some heavy songs. Boom. This year, I saw him out a lot, and I was like, yes, him gone out to the world now. See that? Most streamed artist for 2022. And there were others who were very hyped this year who were getting a lot of numbers. And I thought they would have been the ones that were the most streamed for 2022. And look that Chronic Law quietly come take it. See? So while earning 2.5 million views from Jamaica this year, that didn't stop Sean Paul. That's all Sean Paul got out of from Jamaica this year. 2.5 million views. But check this out. Globally, Sean Paul racked up 1.2 billion views from January till now. So yeah, obviously Sean Paul is still way ahead of the pack. Seeing Sean Paul's No Lie with Dua Lipa, which released in 2017, is still the most streamed song today by a Jamaican artist on YouTube this year alone, racking up over 407 million views this year alone. This is over the past 12 months or up to now, the 12th month of the year. So Sean Paul is often not talked about in the dancehall reggae music sphere, but he's doing massive numbers. Meanwhile, Law Boss, Chronic Law, big up to him, he climbed to the top with 118 million views for Jamaica, from Jamaica this year. His domination has dethroned the reputed king of dancehall and incarcerated DJ as far as holding the YouTube numbers. Not dethrone him off of the dancehall, king of dancehall throne, dethroned as in these numbers in the YouTube streaming format platform. Vibes Cartel, who garnered 415 million views, sits at number 4. In Jamaica, Jashi Born Fighter is the most streamed song of the year in Jamaica with 10.7 million views from fans within the island. See, algorithms allow us to be able to figure out where the views are coming from, what your core audience is. Is it females? YouTube tell me all the time. They'll tell you if okay, this month mostly men watched your channel. This month mostly women watched your channel, and it was women between the ages of this and this, or it was men between the ages of that and that. So big numbers. And shout out to Jashi. Jashi just came out the other day. I remember when Jashi came out, he was the one that people were saying, yo, you need to stop the smoking and put down the bottle when he's doing interviews because he was so, and Jashi was saying, like, me not have no training for this. I get where me come from, right? So give me time for, come into the thing and get the thing together and thing, but just don't deny me from the gate kind of thing. Jashi sit down on ER and cause big controversy. He was the artist that said police are the one that caused the crime in Jamaica. And I was like, yo, somebody better go talk to him because when you get that platform, that's not one of the first things you say. And him asked Mr. Anthony Miller, you have a license firearm, you carry a gun, something, and then him asked him, you're not afraid. And Josh said, him not afraid because a police him work with, and a police them are the real gang them out there, right? But when you went further to say they're the ones that create the crime. He was also a good friend with or associated with, I wouldn't say good friend, I don't know the people in personal relationship, closely associated with Noel Maitland, the police officer who ended up in lockup now in the whole Donnelly Donaldson thing. And Jashi got on the stage at, I don't remember if it was Sumfest or one of those big shows, and he called out Noel Maitland and bring back the people them daughter, brother, you pick her up. And the last time our mother see her, bring back the people them daughter. He was like the only artist to actually come out and say that out loud kind of thing. So big up to Jashi, big up to Chronic Law, big up to Sean Paul, and of course, Vibes Cartel, you still doing wonders because to be incarcerated for over a decade and still hang on at that top spot, that's powerful. With that said, that's the music segment of this morning. For those of you who are not in tune with the up-to-date music, Chronic Law have some good songs for grown people. I was listening, just know the song them word for word. Joshy have some good uplifting songs too. His image might be a bit rough, but him have big songs that are clean. Some of them godly. So go check out the young artists them. Don't cut them out because you think, oh, a gunman song him sing. He probably have two gunman songs still, but he does constructive music as well, right? So big up them for that. Give thanks every time. Manners and respect, Jane Ander. Let's see. The Great Enemy. The Great Enemy. Teenage pregnancy. I was in Jamaica and I was in Westmoreland, uh, West Savannah. That's an inside joke between me and wife. Real G, big up yourself. That's an inside joke between me and wife because when I say Savannah Lamar, they always say, yeah, that's how people can tell say, that's where you come from. Because nobody down here don't say Savannah Lamar. See? But that's how it's spelled. Anyhow, me there sub out there. We go on see there, BM sub. Me there sub out there. Wife is she buy up the whole of the people them something for bring come back America. She pack her suitcase them heavy. Everything in there. So I'm sitting in the car with the kids and stuff, and I'm parked up in our corner. I'm just watch people out the road, right? And I was triggered because I watch a little girl walk by. No, the little girl is dressed like a little girl and everything, but she carry on mannerisms like either way, it's a child. But I watch a brother pass, a man, a grown man. This grown man had gray beard, gray in his beard, whole heap of gray in his beard and everything. And the way how he was looking at that little girl, it was like I almost wanted to get out of the vehicle and say something, but I'm in there watching it. I mean, I said, "Them man, you're brave," because he even do it out. This was out in the public in front of everybody. You walking right, and you have to look for something right. If you look like this, or Gita one look and go, oh shit, that's a child, and go. Or if a big woman and you look and you said, yeah, woman body look good still, but turn back. No, this man was like this. And he was walking by till him head turned. And I saw him look the little girl up and down and do him feel some kind of way. He's walking this way, but him a watch her that hard for that long in front. To show you how this is so culturally embedded. Nobody else said anything. People see me now, just like how me see him, but I want to carry me there. But people out there on the road see him, and nobody cared. Nobody cared enough to say, yo, yeah, stare down the little girl somewhere that I want. You know her, like back when I was growing up, somebody would have definitely said something. So we've gone so far beyond that now to where it's people don't even care. Yeah, my big man him over there look on the little girl them. All right, over here to mind the business. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares, really. It was disgusting as a grown ass man. But anyhow, it brought me to this article. The real enemy is teen pregnancy. So I'm there in Jamaica Boxing Day and we say news broke. You know, first baby's born for this part of the year or whatever. And I swear they made a mistake in the headline because it says 14-year-old gave birth to twins. And the first thing I thought to myself was, why didn't put this on front page in a celebratory way? 14-year-old gave birth to twins. The second thing I thought was the father must be incarcerated. They must get locked up. Them have him in the court system. Is he being charged? Is he going through like who is the father? Or is that next 14-year-old father I'll be able with a 14-year-old? Me don't know. But like, but it was on front page news in a celebratory kind of way. They were celebrating it. I was like, what the? Did they put this on front page? Let me look on this again. So here's this article, right? The country woke up Boxing Day to a picture of a 14-year-old being feted for having the firstborn twins on Christmas Day of 2022. 14 twins. A celebrated position which Jamaicans have come to embrace. So every year they do this. When babies are born, who born the night leading into Christmas morning, they get the front page, right? It's a celebratory thing that they've always done in Jamaica, and you get the front page. This morning it was a 14-year-old, and it was twins. Nobody said, wait, use the next baby them what it born after. Somebody allowed this to get to front page in a celebratory manner. And then now everybody start backtracking. So for sure, the birth of twins to a teenage mother doesn't occur every day or even every year, but no one can be surprised that the babies are born to a teenage mother because babies are born to teenage mothers pretty much every day. That this is out of Jamaica Observer me I read now. It's become a matter of factual kind of thing. You know, regular thing. Yeah, 14, she regular thing that Miss Joyce owned she at 13 when she did have fear them. Yeah, and our sister 15. So yeah, regular something. It's become like that. Where y'all remember one time gal get pregnant, gal did have to go hide? Like, and I say gal because you were a young girl at these ages. Young girl catch belly at them the age that when me I grew up, you know, them have to go hide, you know. Their parents would hide them because they were ashamed. The whole community where them come from used to feel like them shame. But now it's celebrated on front page. And now it's become so matter of factly that it's like, a regular thing that. 15, a big man that. The 40, see one 13-year-old does have fear. Yeah, the 14-year-old Christmas morning. Yeah, regular thing. That's the age group now. And these grown ass men looking at these little baby girls. Yo, any man missing look on or little girl picnic like that, I would be looking at his daughters, hoping that they're okay around him. Because you can't find nothing to look upon as a man on a little girl. She don't have woman attributes. Her mannerism, her body makeup, there's nothing there. It says child. So where you find if you look upon, yeah. And if you can look over there, me not worried about your little daughter them to around you. Anyhow, those whose conscience have been pricked by the adolescent having been impregnated are onto something. It is the female who will always be the center of the issue. Indeed, we might never know who the father is because that's tradition in Jamaica. Them hide the daddy, either give to the wrong man or them hide the daddy because the daddy is somebody prominent or the daddy is already somebody's husband with him own family and them was a side thing and them still breed for this the man, or it was, there are other issues as well there. Incest. Don't tell nobody say your uncle junior baby this, we're gonna raise the baby like say I feel, and so on. So that kind of stuff. There's many different heads to this thing, right? That's all. So for the matter, we're encouraged by her intentions because they asked her, so what she have planned for herself? She plans to continue her education to go to school. I don't think that little 14-year-old realizes how hard her life is about to become, how different her life is about to become, right? Even with the task of continuing your education, you have to go feed baby now. You can't run outside and play like your other little school children now. Track and field, volleyball, netball, this, that, and the other extracurricular activities, etc. Worse if she don't have the strong financial support and the strong backing, like a mother or an auntie, where I gonna say, let me hold the baby while you go do this. We want to see you. A family can rally around her and make things happen, but if she don't have that support system, it's almost going to be impossible to do. And I want every young lady out there to know that when you start think man, and you start think baby, and you start think, oh, I like him so much, I want to breed for him. I want you to think when all those help that you have lined up in your mind is subtracted, can you actually really do this on your own? It's going to be hard, almost virtually impossible, but not impossible because others have done it. But it's a steep uphill climb. See, without an education, and in our Jamaican context, the young girl could likely be on her way to a life of deep poverty and a cycle of misery that could carry on over to her children. How might that happen? You might ask. She might not be able to do all the things she thought she was going to do. You know, when you're 14 or 15, you think you figured life out already, right? Nobody can tell me nothing. Know this now. And then reality hits you. A lot of women end up in other more abusive relationships because this is the man that show me love sometime, tell me something beautiful, and him have some money and pay the bills them. So me and the baby can go and jam and so on. Before you know it, him breed her two, so now she have two, but he's on his way out the door too. So now she's two, and two mothers, two children, one mother who not reached 18 yet. I've seen this happen. There was a story we did a couple of years back. It was a female that kept having babies from she was like 16 to 20. Yes, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 16 to 19, 20, something like that. She already had like 4 kids by the time she was 20 years old or 19 years old. And no man around and multiple baby daddies, right? So this is a very real scenario for us. Jamaica has the third highest adolescent pregnancy rate in Latin America and the Caribbean, the third highest. The rate that could well have been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced the closure of schools. And this is according to Dr. Denise Chavanis of the United Nations Population Fund. So what they're saying is during COVID, Remember when COVID did a keep, we used to talk about this. We said the children who used to be able to escape their in-house abusers, molesters, etc., they weren't able to do that anymore because school lock off. So they had to stay in the house now. When there were classes online, there was even one molester who got caught because the little girl left the camera on when they were going to break. And he started molesting the child in front of the camera. And the teacher and the rest of the class was still there witnessing it. So this thing is very real, right? Thankfully, Jamaica is well served by the 44-year-old Women's Center, whose centerpiece is the acceptance of pregnant girls who are allowed to continue their education. So there are resources on the island out there. I don't know how widespread it is. I don't know if you have to move to Kingston to access it, but there are resources out there. We are also fortunate to have the state-run technical support to reduce teenage pregnancy project. I don't know how you would access any resources from these, but again, they are out there. So if you know like a young lady who's going through, belly a swell up and she has made this thing, I want to say choice, and now she has to pay the consequences. It's not the end of life. It's not the end of life. Don't kill her, but she's gonna need a whole heap of help. So again, when we share videos like these, they know that there's help around somewhere. Cause we did hear SouFLo talk about it on a video, Let me go look it up and see where we can get some help. Cause we really want to finish my education. It's not the end of the world. The government has announced plans to spend approximately 7.9 million on the project during the 2021-2022 fiscal year. The project is being implemented by the National Family Planning Board and funded by the Inter-American Development Bank. One can only hope that the money was not secretly diverted to some other projects. Some of the laudable objectives include contributions to the reduction in adolescent pregnancy rate in Jamaica, impacting adolescent sexual and reproductive health behaviors, change among adolescent boys and girls, and increasing access to sexual and reproductive health services and commodities for adolescents. That sounds long. Let's put it in a shorter way, like this. There are resources, but I'm pretty absolutely sure that it's not enough to where you can happily start planning a pregnancy as a teenager. Okay? Life hard in Jamaica for people who have work, job, and skills, and they're still struggling. So you with no job skills, no higher education, no nothing, you're gonna struggle your behind off just to try to get somewhere. See, the one of the biggest problems I think for me is the age of consent. That right there, the age of consent, because telling these children that at 16, my friend, when me there yard, I'm say 16-year-old, 15-year-old with big man, all me have to look the next way. As much as I would want to say something, I gotta keep reminding myself that, oh, age of consent. What age of consent says is a young lady can tell you, come out of my business. Mind my business, mind your own business, I'm a man. And you're saying, Sherika, the boy are 40, big greyback man, you're 16. And Sherika can say, so what? That's what our age of consent does. It gives them the right. It empowers them. How can you empower a youth to make those kind of decisions when you know the consequences of those decisions? Body and pum pum meat, man and woman are the thing, a girl pick me a man are the thing, breed a come next. Breed come next. Most of the time, more than half of the time, it's been proven that the baby fathers who father these children with these young women, they don't stick around. It's not like they're marrying her and building a family, or they don't stick around. That's statistics proven. The numbers don't lie. So what I encourage her to do, really, go breed early and struggle on her own, keep herself in poverty for what? The next couple of decades. Hopefully she'll be able to figure it out. Many aren't. Many are not able to figure it out. And many end up going from 16 to 40 still in poverty, in abject poverty, still not able to get their head above the water. So you're setting them up for failure, is what I think. And that's why I don't like the age of consent in Jamaica. And I think it's a big part of the problem that needs to be fixed. Vicky Victory says, that's why I don't trouble them. Many of them want it. Yes, many of them want it. Many of them want things. Many of them want the latest iPhone. What's the latest iPhone? I don't even know. I can afford one and I don't have one. I don't have one because it costs too much. Any phone that is going to cost that much must be able to come make my bed when I get up out of it, cook my breakfast in the morning and bring it, come give me. Any phone me I have where it costs that much money. If I can see my children after school, pay them school fee and their extracurricular activities, drop them off and pick them up. May not pay that much, but these young people see things and they want things. And when mama and daddy not able to afford those things, them say, a big woman now. After all, the men are plentiful that are there waving the carrot in front of the donkey. They are plentiful. Come on, you want iPhone? Me have iPhone. See, iPhone here, like a damn pedophile with candy trying to lure a little kid into a car. Come on, see there. You want iPhone? You want name brand shoes and hair and clothes? See them, can't afford them thing there. No, me have a house up there, so lure them away. They're encouraged by age of consent. It all works in their favor until them realize none of it was in their favor. One Fresh Med Walton says, I've been in Jamaica since the 17th of December, and I tell you, I see them and I walk straight because I fear them. All them, when them I look straight in my face, I call me. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hey, SouFLo, how are you?
I'm doing good, family. How you doing?
I'm okay. Just to comment on this whole teenage pregnancy thing, it's part of like three main problems in Jamaica. And somebody in the comment section said that this leads to the pedophilia rate
Mm-hmm.
amongst the men
Mm-hmm.
with the young girls,
It
which is
encourages
very
it.
true.
It
We have a
encourages it.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yes, I see it.
Nice looking, clean clothes man that you feel like should be, looking at some big grown woman.
I look on the little
They're
girl them.
after these young girls.
Yep.
There's a problem,
Yeah.
and I don't think people address it much. It's
But
only when they leave from a foreign, UK, Canada, US, wherever, you hear that, oh, they got caught with young girls and then they fled and left to Jamaica. They've
uh-huh.
been doing it from Jamaica,
True. True.
right? That plus the whole encouraging the young men at an early age to breed and become fathers,
Mm-hmm.
that's looked upon.
Yep.
And then you have the continuous cycle of the younger people becoming parents and raising these group of people that then turn around and say they're monsters and there's this and no emotional intelligence, and it's just one vicious cycle that
Yes.
nobody seems to want to break because it becomes it's not a tradition. We need to stop talking like that. It's not okay. It's
Right.
creating a lot of chaos and a lot of problems.
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You know, when you start to talk
It's
about it, though, you get more cuss out, like on the ground, talk about it. You'll get more
But
cuss
look at
out
the
than
people that
anything
are
else.
cussing you out, though. Look
Mm-hmm.
at the people that are cussing you out. They're the ones that probably have two teenagers right now that are pregnant,
Yeah.
and they're grandmothers, and they're probably like in their late 20s,
Yep.
early 30s, grandmas.
Yep. Yep. See it all the time.
The same cycle.
Yeah.
And her baby father is probably like a 17-year-old,
You
the
know,
30-year-old woman.
yep, yep.
And the cycle continues.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that the solution, though, some of the stuff that can be done, some of the solution, like those who are in position to actually do something fundamentally, they don't even care. They encourage it. They encourage it. They're like, oh, we don't see anything wrong with it. Leave it right where it's at.
You don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah. And I've
And,
told,
and then, as I said, the only time something happens to these people is when they travel. And
right.
they choose to carry that with them because that's who they are.
Check this out, right?
And try to do the same things in these countries that we don't uphold those things.
Check this out. There's a large population of tourists, people who travel to Jamaica
Yeah.
specifically for that
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for that purpose. Because I can go sleep with a 16-year-old and there's no the laws of that land won't prosecute me in any way. Can't do it where I come from, but I could do it in
What's the
Jamaica.
age of consent in? I guess it's different for every state in America, right?
I think, yeah, well, majority of America is 18. There are, I believe, couple of southern states, two or three southern states. I don't want to put. We could look it up, but I've looked it up before, and I think there are two or three southern states, but it requires consent also from that teenager's parents, and it requires marriage and something else after. So it's like
Okay.
yes, that's where they got shotgun wedding from. So if basically you're
Mm-hmm.
getting married at the tip of a shotgun because you done got my daughter pregnant, now you gonna have to marry her, boy. That kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and those laws are
Right.
still on the books in some states, but
Okay.
yeah, but majority of the U.S. is 18 is the age of consent.
Okay.
Yeah,
And even 18 sometimes too, depending on the individual, they're not mature. They
yeah,
can't even
18.
decide, what they want to eat, it's, oh my
18
God.
can't go to a bar here and order a drink. But it's funny
But you
because
can go have sex.
but you can go, but then again, you can also join the military and go fight for the country and lose your life doing it. So
It's
uh,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, there's many different ways to look at that. Still, many
But
different
how
ways
do
to
we
look at it.
address Jamaica though, SouFlo?
But
We need to stop normalizing this stuff, man. We really do.
right, my thing
We
is
really
this.
do.
I tell my Jamaican crowd this. You see, stop modeling yourself after American teenagers. Watch this. And I've been meaning to do this for a minute, and I'm going to do it today on my way to go pick up my kids. I'm going to drive by the two prominent high schools here in the area where I live in Florida, just to show the parking
Hmm.
lot. The parking lot. It says a lot. These children drive cars that most Jamaican adults who've been working for years in good career fields cannot afford to drive. Here's the thing.
Hmm.
America is set up different from Jamaica. So stop watching these American teenagers and thinking you deserve the same kind of freedom and leverage because they have an out. As long as they have some ambition or somebody to push them, they have an out. The kind of money they can get from, say, a McDonald's job and a Burger King job. I know people who work two jobs, moved out their parents' house and got an apartment with their friends, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom apartment, and it's three of them living there. Each person owns a room, and they split the rent. The rent comes down to nothing. They all have jobs, and they're ambitious young teenagers who have college waiting for them. And if they can't afford it out of pocket, you already know they have Pell Grant, they have all other kinds of means to help them to get a higher education, to move up in life. That's all these things are not available to you in Jamaica. So when you
Hmm.
breed at a young age, that's pretty much where it stops for you. That's pretty much where it stops for you. It's going to be a crawling uphill battle after that. Kaitaja Empress says 16 years old in 34 states, 17 and 18 in the remaining states. That's
Wow.
what it is.
16.
16.
Hmm.
Yeah. But there is a teenage pregnancy epidemic in the US as well. But I don't focus on it because they have a way out. I just explained the way out. These
Yeah, they
resources,
have resources.
yeah,
They
right.
do. Canada as well. I'm in Canada. They have supports in place
I'll
for
tell you.
teenagers.
Do y'all have Job Corps over there?
What's Job Corps?
Okay, that I'll start out with that for anybody in the U.S. He was a teenager, young, homeless, pregnant. Job Corps. Job Corps is basically, in a nutshell, a institution that will provide babysitting, daycare, finances, on-the-job training, earn as you learn kind of thing. And that's a whole start. Who's gonna pay you to learn? Like while you're learning, you're earning. And in that facility, they have a daycare center and schooling for your children, since you start having children early then. And the room and board is covered.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have programs. I don't think we have anything close to that gives you all of that in one shot.
Yeah, Job Corps
different
here.
Programs here to support you. Here.
Right.
Jamaica doesn't have none of that.
They don't.
None of that.
They don't. And you know, with the spread of the internet, the rise of the internet, these kids in Jamaica, they're able to see others, their own age group in other countries, and they're thinking, well, she's 16 and look at her on Instagram and she have all this stuff. I want all that stuff too. I feel like I'm
but
far
how you gonna
behind.
Get all that stuff?
Man.
By talking to a big man?
Man, yes. Man.
And then the big man turn around and what? Unfortunately.
Yeah.
When they feel like say you're ready to leave them.
All that too. Beat them, abuse, kill them. Yep, all that too. All that too. It's a very real issue.
They want things.
They want things. They want things. A lot of the time, it ain't even that the family is so poor. It's just because you know how our parents say. Some of them believe you don't deserve things like those until you can earn them. Or I'm not spending all that money on that. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But them, they want things.
Your kids things just because.
Right. They want things.
Me never have it, so my kids never have it. No, they gotta earn certain things.
Right. Right. But that's what it is. That's what it is for Jamaica. And I definitely think that the age of consent contributes. They don't have the resources to be telling children at 16, you have the right to consent and nobody can say nothing. That means big man can breed a 16-year-old and that's that. She can tell you to your face that that's my man and you can't do nothing. It's her choice.
And nothing can be done about
nothing can be done.
No. Okay.
Right. Absolutely right. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly.
All right. I'll continue listening. Thanks, SouFLo.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So that's where we sit with that, the teenage pregnancy thing. And this goes deeper in. Watch the psychological effect of this, because this caller that just called just said this, right? You have grandmothers now that are 30-something years old. A granny, take up grandmother puts. You have grandmothers playing this role at 30-something years old. Her child had a child. If my mama is in her 30s, I'm a young teen. I don't have the mental capacity to raise a child properly. You understand? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's up?
Morning, fam. What's up?
Yeah, man. Good morning. Happy New Year.
All right. Same to you, fam.
Everybody in the chat.
Clear up your thing. I don't know if you have a Bluetooth speaker or something, but you're not clear.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know about Chanel Muir. We just want to make a fasting on the you know?
Chanel Muir?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about her?
All right. My brethren come from Jamaica October last year, see?
Mm-hmm.
And we are raising more music. And I tell me, say, Chanel Muir, the body's artist right now. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So me say, no. I'm just buying some Shensi and Jayla. We put her on foot, but I never want to say, put her too far. So I say, she didn't foot. You see me? But I tell her, say, she work on a stage show, but the jump is there, you see?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, all right, you don't get a listen. And you know, so when you listen to the girl virgin, that's when you just saw that girl in the butt.
Chanel Muir.
Listen to me, man. And the only girl that Jamaica right now, man, everybody, we are born out more than 6 in a brother.
Mm-hmm.
We never talk, they don't make jobs never bad.
Yeah, man, Chanel Muir, a bad artist, man.
Yo, man,
Bad artist.
Surprise me, virgin.
Yeah, she a bad writer, she a bad singer, and she DJ. She bad.
Yo, you're gonna see the girl surprise me, virgin.
Yeah.
Right now, see, can you do that because you know what, Lord? Spice always talk about sex again. See?
Mm-hmm.
But we never hear Spice say she want a man to come do that to her and say, I'm not sure. You see me, I say?
Mm-hmm.
Jada says she a lesbian. She said she wants it now that time.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole man, no matter about 2, someone 3, someone maybe, and I want them up. You see me, I say?
Yeah.
So, me tell you something, this is a brother virtue.
Constructive.
Virtue.
Yeah, man. So in other words, then big up Chanel Muir and those who don't know about her, forgot check out her music, alright?
Yes, man, the girl is no props with him.
Alright.
Alright, who's the boss?
Manners, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Chanel Muir is one of the artists them that, and I'm not doing an artist thing this morning. I just wanted to talk about the four, but Chanel Muir, a big artist. We're gonna get back on the topic though. Live on the air. Good morning.
It's me again, SouFlo. Sorry.
Yes, fine.
One more point I forgot to add.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of these mothers also encourage their daughters to go look man,
Yes.
take things from man
Mm-hmm.
to bring back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they know that there's a man down the street that's looking at their daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and their daughter is young,
Mm-hmm.
and they encourage that child, push that child out there to go talk to that man. Go on now. You know, say man look you. Him look clean and him look nice. Go on to talk to him now, you idiot.
That's
you know,
facts.
man like you.
That's
just
facts.
to get things. And she also benefits from it.
Mm-hmm.
In the ghetto, and I have to say the ghetto, the dads them in the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
they're looking these little girls.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these mothers that say they don't have a choice, but a lot of them, they push their daughters to these dons because they think these dons have money and them have status and them have name and everybody know them and them have clothes.
All right, watch this too.
And they want to be a part of that.
I want to tell you another side. You are absolutely right, but there's another side to this too. I want people to know that in today's day and age, people are living in communities where those females in those communities don't have a choice. Me have some brethren who say, yo, if a girl come from this part of Jamaica, me would have never even try talk to her or date her. Because a certain man run certain area and certain group or clique run certain area and they know how they govern the area. Them run up on a girl and say, yeah, girl, come here, bad man want you. Just like that. And the girl have to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the girl have to go.
That's true.
You understand? And she gotta go. So imagine a man tell your daughter about bring the pussy, come give me. And that course like that, you know. And them have to go, you know. And them girls sometimes end up get pregnant, and they're young teens.
Yeah. Exactly.
So there's a
these
whole
men are
other
looking
side
the mothers.
to it.
They're looking the younger daughters.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Just wanted to add that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Absolutely true. Poverty is a hell of a thing, man. Poverty is a hell of a thing, but I know that within certain communities and certain areas, man say, yo, bad man, why you? Girl, come here. She have to go. Y'all didn't forget, y'all didn't remember the story we covered where the two girls, the mother trying to raise her daughters. She have her husband too, and their daughters don't associate with anybody else in the area where they live. Them daughter go school in them uniform, they play sports, they're on the honor roll team, whatever, they make good grades. Every day they're passing to come home, they have to walk down certain streets. Apparently down these certain streets is the hangout spot. The man them keep on telling them, say, one day I'm gonna fuck you, you know. Hey, bring a pussy, come give me. Raw, pardon my language, raw. I have to make you understand. So they keep on coming home to tell their mom, right? One particular day, a man decides to him, I go push up on the girl them. and him push up extra hard. Him a touch and a feel up on everything, right? They came home, they told their mom. The same guys in the area keep pressuring us for sex and keep telling us that we don't have no choice and we have to carry come get them all this. The night the two sisters lays down to go to sleep, them in a them house. The house grill up. You know, it's hot in Jamaica. You open the window, you make cool breeze come in while you're asleep. Man don't do nothing more than go up to the house and push them hand through the grill and shoot the two sisters them while they sleeping. So I say this to tell you that when we see them teenage girls here get pregnant, some of them feel forced to do it. Because Jamaica is not like it used to be. Everybody have car now. So a gunman can be from here to there in no time and no minute, right through your community, gone back over where which part him come from a whole different parish, all that other stuff. So then we run through your community and see a girl and say, hey girl, come here. And you know who me is? Yeah, gunman want you, you know. Girl can't say nothing. She afraid. She afraid. Half of them is out of fear. Who you gonna tell? Daddy? Her daddy ain't no damn superstar. Her daddy is probably either missing or our daddy soft compared to them gunman. They're not gonna do a thing. Him afraid to. That kind of thing. So they're in a situation a lot of the times. They are in a situation a lot of the times. It's either them grow up too fast and start feel empowered by this whole what's in place. 16, I can do what I want. I'm my man, don't tell me nothing. Or misguided, or they're forced in. And a lot of them are forced. It's out of fear, it's out of intimidation, that kind of stuff. So when we look at the whole picture, we can't have the whole picture without looking at that part of the dynamics of it. It's a reality for a lot of Jamaican females. Them never have a choice but to give up the pum pum. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. But it's real. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
Good. I'm actually not good.
Talk to us, please.
Yeah, just hearing what you're talking about, it make my stomach feel sick, honestly. My stomach and my spirit feel very sick. And I'm just like, this just the other day, I don't remember the agency in Jamaica or the institution in Jamaica that did the report, but they did a report saying that all Jamaican women are depressed. Did you see that?
I think it was it's not UNICEF. Was it UNICEF?
But no, it's a Jamaican research something or another. I don't know the full name of it. Something national, and they went from parish to parish, and there's a scale. There's a scale that's recognized by the World Health Organization. They took women from each parish and they did an exam, and based on their answers to the questions, there's a scale of depression that they basically say, I mean, just about all Jamaican women fall on this scale of depression. Wow. Right? So you're going to have people who are functional depressed. Right. You have people who are depressed and don't know it's depression that they're facing, right? Right. And it's beyond sadness. Depression is like a hopelessness. It's a hollowness. Right. And these are the places that it's coming from. But my question is, how can you have a society that you claim is a civilized society in 2022 and a gunman can just come and take your child? There's no law enforcement, there's no government. Where is Babsy Grange? Isn't she the Minister of Gender and Culture? What does she do on a daily basis? How do you have a nation where your women are depressed, classified as depressed? How do you have a nation where pedophilia run rampant, where teen pregnancy run rampant, where rape run rampant, where gunman can come and take somebody's child out of their house?
Gunman run the place, my friend.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing on a daily basis? You are a woman. You are a mother. Don't you feel for the girls of your country? What are you doing? What is the government of Jamaica doing? What nation can function like this? Trust me, you see Africa, a unless it's a civil war where there's a total breakdown, like a Somalia, Ghana, you couldn't do this. Ghana, you could not do this. Nigeria couldn't. I don't know about Nigeria, but I said Ghana, I know for sure. You couldn't do this. Rwanda, you couldn't do this.
Yeah, them
There are
demand them
places,
girls. I said they demand them girls in a lot of cities. You know, I tried talking about this before, not to cut you off. I tried talking about this before, and I always get like a hard kickback, but it's something that we really, really needed to talk about. You know, the fact that in today's day and age, modern times, you have so many females living in situations where they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. And then when we see the results of, you know, we point our fingers and we're like, y'all breed from she 15 and 14 and all this, but we're not looking at the fact that gunman control the area where she come from. Politicians don't even turn them eyes in that direction over there. And there's a whole host of those little young pregnant girls over there. Don't y'all notice that these things happen in certain areas more than other places? And it's been left to continue to happen that way for quite some time now. Most of them get pregnant over there. I'm gonna say over there because I want people to put their mind in like these areas, these volatile areas. They're also the same areas that carry the most crimes, killings, and so on and so forth in Jamaica. They're also the same areas that carry the most teenage pregnancies, and it's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. Yeah. Gunman demand them and they have to go.
In the Caribbean, right next door.
Yep.
Not in Syria, not in Yemen, not in the heart of Congo where there was civil war, in a place that's so-called civilized. My God, come on, man. I don't understand. Even if you want to be a criminal as a government agency or whatever, and take a little cream off the top, which I don't condone. But I mean, do a little something for the country.
Right.
I mean, it's your country.
Don't let it just fall apart like that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if you don't do it for you, do it for your ancestors who were slaves and died on that land, whose bones are buried there. Do a little something. You know what I'm saying? Don't just, this is yours. They died and they suffered and they left it for you. Do a little something. Don't just treat it like a pig toilet.
Yep.
But then everybody wants visa to go run off to a place that is actually civilized and have structure. You can have it too. You can develop it at home. I don't, come on now, wake up. You know, it's just, every time I see, but all I see is this tight bun on her head. Maybe her hair is too tight. Like she can't think. I've never seen a bun so tight in my life.
I think I think her hands are tied, you know. I think her hands are tied because of how things run in Jamaica. She still have to go through somebody for approval for pretty much anything she's trying to implement, you know. So she's pretty much just the face of. Then they'll give her some freedom to do the basics, put on some events and big up some people and all that. But if she was really to like set hardcore stuff in place, like what we're discussing, like what you're saying, and become that person, she would find out swiftly that that's not. And honestly, the sad part about all this is I personally think that this is by design. I personally think that this is by, they want this to be that way. I personally think that.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I appreciate you all the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to say that. At the end of the day, I really, me, SouFLo, when I say it is so, I'm saying I believe that it is by design why it's allowed. The first day I actually thought about this to myself, I had a oh what the hell moment, and I thought, yo, it's 2022, right? In beautiful Jamaica, where how much tourists fly in, and Jamaica is developing at rapid pace and all this technology advancing and all this, and you still have like lots of places, communities where young girls don't get a chance to be young girls, and it's not because them are runaway from what mommy and daddy tried to get them to do. It's because gunman control the area, and when man say, yo girl, bring that, come give me, she have to bring it, go. I'm like, is it really though? Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo.
Good morning, fam. How you doing?
I'm not too bad, thank you.
All right. You're live on the air with us. What's going on?
Well, I was listening to the other caller that was talking,
Mm-hmm.
and she's absolutely right. You're right as well by saying it is by design. It really is by design.
Yeah, I think it's by design. I think it's by design.
Because it doesn't matter who comes in power, it doesn't matter who is in place for the type of crimes that are going on in the country. It's been allowed to happen like that.
It's a part of the destabilization process.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because if you think of the things that we could accomplish if we became stable, like across the board stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's by design. And the more I talk about it, is the more I'm thinking it is by design. Obviously, it is.
Oh yes. Just like anything in the Caribbean, to be honest with you, even though all the countries may have their liberty or whatever, their shackles have just been taken off. Yeah, but all of what it represents is still there.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And I'm like, I'm in here in London, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like these things are deliberate because they want even us as black people. Our parents were born in Jamaica and came here when they were young, and they want us to look at Jamaica as a place that we can't even really look towards going and things because of all of the crime and all of the rape and all the unsavory things that go on there. But like I said, it is by design. It's to put us up against our own ancestors.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really deep, very deep,
Yeah.
and it's a hard one to be able to work towards to get out of because there's so much blockages along the way that's going to stop you from even trying to come with some sort of solution. There's always going to be something put out against you because it is by design, like you said.
Right. It's by design. It's by design.
Yeah.
The destabilization.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, fam. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you calling in.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah. From I come back from Jamaica, I have this little stuffy thing I go on. But here one. I said this before, I'm gonna say it again, okay? You see the island of Jamaica? The island of Jamaica is like a mountain of gold. Let me explain this to you. For those who might not get it. The island of Jamaica is like a mountain of gold. And don't look at it like this. You see that gold? That big old mountain of gold or big piece of diamond sitting out there in the Caribbean Sea? You see that island? Other people want it, but they want it in a way where those who should rightfully inherit it, them have to dead off first. Or those that are left have to be subservient to those who will take it. You understand what I'm saying? So all these things you see happening is by design, on purpose. On purpose. There will be lots of a lot more beaches are going to be closed in the future. There will be a lot more big nice places built up for tourists to come in and enjoy the island. There will be fewer jobs from all other fields, but an abundance in jobs within the tourism industry where you serve those who come to visit. There will be, listen, this is all by design, right? And if you think about it, you see the sister that just called from England. If you think about it, she said something that you might not have caught, okay? Them shackles and chains came off. I'm going to say this to you. That plantation field is still very much in effect. It is how they are sitting, somebody is sitting and thinking, okay, how do we modernize this plantation then to not look like the plantation of old times, but still have that plantation effect? And it is our piece of land where we make a killing from it and we own it. The people that live on it, majority of them cannot rise to prominence, else we will lose control of that. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning,
You're
family.
absolutely right.
You think it's by design?
OMG, not just by design, what the young lady just said.
Mhm.
From her point of view, as an English born to Jamaican parentage,
Mhm.
yes, they're trying to destroy the dream for her to return. And I've heard something the prime minister or someone in his cabinet said lately in terms of what he did. Remember what he did recently to those people with their homes? He destroyed their homes.
Yeah, he went on the
So they
land.
did not have the right to build there.
Right.
Majority of Jamaicans are living on captured land.
Mhm.
So you're on a ooh,
Yeah.
you're on a track.
Once you see
Majority
it,
of Jamaicans do not have papers for the land that they're living on. It was left to them by this person, that person. I mean, come on, think about it.
even from a time from before papers were drawn up.
Yes.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
they are trying to get these land back
Me and
give
me
it
and
to
Shakira
people.
was just
You,
me and
you know
Shakira
who.
was just talking about that. We were just talking about that.
OMG, protect your property, people.
Yeah.
Start paying taxes, claim your land.
That's the same thing she was saying.
It's not late.
Yeah.
Start claiming that land, make it legal.
Because you see how they came in the other day and they told them, and I mean, did you see the houses that they were knocking down? It wasn't no little zinc establishment catch up, they use words like squatters and that
I'm
in the media
about
and
my community,
right,
so
right. They
I'm
use words
from
like
an
squatters.
oceanfront community.
When I went and looked and saw those houses, I was like, wow, these are nice houses. People in America I know don't have houses like these.
Like this.
And they wreck the people in them house, just bulldoze it down.
And did you hear that? I believe he made a new Andrew, whatever, made a new legislation about wealth, unclaimed wealth or undeclared wealth.
Yeah, that if you can't, they can go as far back as wherever, and if you
Right.
can't, yeah, Mocha is supposed to be the winner in that one. I covered that, but I know it went over a lot of people's head. So
Yes, it did.
yes, they're right these laws into place, right? And it'll say,
and it's not for our benefit.
nope, it's not. They'll sell it to us like it is.
Oh, absolutely.
They sell it to us like, but wait till they start using it on everybody.
Y'all need to start paying taxes and claim your land legally.
Get your paperwork done.
Yes, because at least 80% of us is living on captured land.
Yeah, get your paperwork done because they are coming for it, and they'll show up like a thief in the night, and they'll demand those papers. And if you don't have them, you'll be off your land in no time. They're coming for it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's time to get the paperwork straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, this green-eyed monster.
Different agenda, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Different agenda. There's only so much waking up we can do, though. Because some things you can't say.
Because I mean, look at them. They're out there in the sea of green, representing for their green-eyed monster. Yeah. Okay. That's my input because I was just awoken by the English caller, seeing her perspective and realizing when you put the two together, oh yeah, we're still in bondage, people. Y'all need to figure it out.
Destabilize and displace.
Yes.
Yes.
Conquer, divide and conquer.
Yes. Destabilize.
It's still the same old trick. It's just our own people using it on us.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, family. Yeah, so Not we're not sharing a gloom, doom and glooms day. We started off talking about teenage pregnancy and why it's the way it was. And I started doing that because of the article, how the 14-year-old twin, mother of twins, was parlayed on front page. And I'm showing how far we've come, how far we've regressed actually, looking at stuff like this. Like it's celebrated now, and I remember yesterday when it was like shunned upon kind of thing, you know. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Morning, slow for your life. Life on here.
Morning, fam. Wagwan.
I don't want to call you back when you're life on here. I don't want to talk to you your life.
I can't hear that caller. That call dropped. Please call back. Okay, so listen. I had this funny story cheating while pregnant, and now that I've done that, it feels so inappropriate to do that other one. So I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do the cheating while pregnant. I'll do it on a whole separate video by itself because I feel like it's so inappropriate to do the cheating while pregnant while talking about live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
How you doing? You hear me?
Sort of. You're kind of like buff. You have us on speaker or something?
No, I'm not working. Just press it off. Stop.
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
That was on Bluetooth?
Look at me. Let me speak. I'm going to risk somebody. You remember?
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. You sound like you're underwater.
Get off there. Take it off.
Yeah, you sound like you're underwater. Go ahead and try talking.
All right, let me pick you off the Wi-Fi. I'll put it in my data.
Yeah.
You're on my data.
Can't
You
hear.
hear me?
No.
You're on my data.
You sound like you're under a desk and you're
All
muffling
right.
yourself.
Sometimes when you call it, but all right.
Yeah, we can't.
Hopefully, I'm on the call it straight. All right.
All right. Yeah, we can't accommodate the call because we can't hear her. Anyhow, me I go straight into that one, yeah, but everything said are 100% fact. All right, listen, even with paperwork, with corruption, you can still lose it. But at least make sure you have your paperwork, because without your paperwork, you're definitely going to lose it. So let's not get that doubtful. It's like me I was telling some people like, yo, listen, more cameras need to be put up about the place. But every time I said that, somebody would say, come right away with this stuff like more cameras, then we'll shoot out the camera them. And I'm like, why you shoot down such a bright idea so quickly? Do you know that there are cameras out there that we can't see? There are people walking around you with cameras in their eyeglasses that looks normal. There's people walking around you with cameras in their shirt buttons that look normal. And these cameras now are powerful cameras that could take up like a whole room space. You understand? That could take up like a whole room space. So don't shoot the idea down. Don't shoot the idea down. Even if you have paperwork, them can do some bandul or something and take away your land, yes. But it's more likely that they will be taking it if you don't have anything to prove that that is yours. So how about just going about it the right way, right? With that said, let's close out like this morning. I read a story. Cheated on my husband while pregnant. I'm switching gears right now because I want this to come to an end this morning. All right, and I felt like I needed to do another video on this, but me now do it. Me I do this year video upon this year cause I this me did have planned this morning. Cheated on my husband while pregnant. I want to hear this story real quick. So I'm 25 years old. I have one son and I am pregnant. My husband is away and I've been feeling very lonely. I have a girlfriend or girlfriends who check on me every now and then from time to time, but they cannot take the place of my husband. My husband is all tied up with his work and he cannot come home until next year. Rough out there for someone, no man, no cause not for travel for work and these things, and you done messed around and picked the wrong wife, and she can't do without within the fire, so problems, I'll take you. But anyhow, her husband can't come home till next year. I did something that is so wrong and it is bothering me. although I'm pregnant. So even while she's pregnant, I call a friend who I went to college with, and we were childhood lovers as well. Childhood lovers. That sounds so weird. We were childhood lovers as well, and we fooled around a few times, but I did not give him enough. I did not love him enough to marry him, so I eventually married the man who is now my husband. However, 4 weeks ago, I called him and he came to see me. I asked him if he wanted a drink, and he said yes. So I fixed the drink, and he loves to dance. So I put on some music and he danced, all this while pregnant. I don't know what got into my head, but I unbuttoned his clothes and then I went down on him. Ah. He then undressed me and then Roko Roko and Saka me meet and these things and thing go on. And I did not even remember that I was married. Oh my gosh, OMG. The only time I felt sad was when he told me that he had to go. And I told him that he didn't have to leave, please stay. And he said, no, I have to go. When my husband called later on that same evening, remember me pregnant, big belly and all these things, and my husband asked, is everything all right? I told him, I said, yes, honey, things could not be better. He said that he was glad that I was all right, and it was the first time I cheated on my husband, but I will do it again if I have to because I do not like to feel lonely. Something about this man is things bigger than my husband, things and all these things. And this man knows my husband also, but they're not friends. I know his wife also. The day when the day when I called him, she was out of town. That's how I come over. He said that he was always hoping that he would make love, we could make love again. And I tried in the past to get my husband to enter me from certain angles. And I don't mean the backwards position. And this man did it without insisting, without me insisting. It is not money that I want from this man. I have my job and it pays well. I just wanted his company. Sometimes when I attempt to call my husband abroad, I can't get through to him. So, the little loneliness does start kill me. When he was here in Jamaica, he used to fool around with other women, but he would never admit it. I don't see my husband to be staying by himself for so many weeks. So, in other words, she a cheat, so she think husband a cheat, all right? Right. She suspect him to being with other women in Jamaica while he's home before he travel abroad for work, but she don't have no proof. Anyhow, she a go burn him. Cause me think you cheat on me, so me I gotta make sure me cheat on you. So in case you actually did a cheat on me, you was getting cheated on too. Right. He cannot give me good reason why he is not answering the phone overseas. He says that he is at home. When he's at home, he turns the phone off sometimes so that he can get a little bit of sleep because the work program he's on is killing him. I love my husband, but I have never forgotten this man, this other man, and he is always checking up on me, which I appreciate very much. Even when my son is here with me, I still feel the need for this other man. Please tell me what to do and don't curse me. Please don't curse me. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read, right? Come on, end this video right now. I'm not even gonna read what man just say you did, what do it and you did instead of this story. I tell now. Not true, Audrey. You didn't want to fling away get the man, and you couldn't wait for your husband to leave. And even though him left you pregnant, and the worst thing I this is this man probably think my wife pregnant, so she definitely not doing anything. Me rotted. You ever see big belly fling up body? Mm. These things happen, my friend. These things happen. There's a lady recently who ended up having two babies. And I don't know if y'all see it. It's a scientific phenomenon. She had two babies, and the two babies are not twins. The two babies sport two different sets of DNAs that match two different men who were confirmed to be having intercourse with this lady around the same time that she conceived. So Someone out there play some game, I'm gonna end up with two baby come out of your belly. One white and one Spanish, or one black and one this one. Whatever your choices and preferences were, and you're gonna have to explain all that when them two kids look at each other like, did we just come out of the same person? But end of the day, let me say this. I have never heard a man bawl louder or more painful sounding than when him find out say him wife give away something. You heard me? I've never heard a man bawl so painful sounding. Me hear man cry for them mother dead already. Me hear man cry them picnic funeral already. Me hear man cry because accident and all other kind of things. And the most painful cry I've ever heard a man cry was when a man find out say him wife I give her something. Them kind of cry there, you know the cry will come from like way down in that's all. Them kind of cry there, them high pitch cry there, the man talk with a tough voice. So we don't know where he find high pitch from, right? Them kind of cry there. But such is life. Such is life, my friend. And this there's nothing you can do. Somehow the man I give bun, right? Yeah, I give away the bun and you can't take it. You really can't take it. And some why I don't know. Some people just wicked here, so it's like if they're doing it, them feel like you are doing it to so them justify it. That's how you justify yourself for doing it. Is them I do it to some me I go do it. But them don't have no proof, you know. Say like she don't have no proof. Say her husband do it, you know. He was here with women. He was keeping other women while he was here, but I just don't have any proof about it. So she try to make herself feel good now. But I'm saying for the man them who like be doing it and then don't he don't expect that his woman would. Cause you look at your woman, don't look at her like a side woman who give it to other man and stuff. You look at her different, right? Some man want to have him cake and eat it too. He want to have him queen and he want to have some hoes. And he want to have his queen and he want to have some hoes, right? But here's the thing: when the queen there decides that she's gonna do some horror stuff for a minute, just to make the man feel what she did I feel, that's the loudest cry I've ever heard in my life from any man. With that said, the message of the morning is this: behave yourself, stay faithful if you can. If you can't come out of the relationship, woman take one, woman can take one gracefully. They can, yes, we've seen it. We've seen it over and over. Them can take one gracefully. We can't take it gracefully. Ain't nothing graceful about the way how a man cries when he's crying on top of his body. Ain't nothing's graceful about it. So if you can't take it, don't start the cycle. That's something I left it this morning. Manners and respect to each and every one of you for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. Big up on yourself. Stay close to good energy. Keep good people around you. And if you can't do that, just stay by yourself. Shout out to Chronic Law. Rather than on a hillside when nobody know there fit talk to. Yeah, like that. Not around people where we harm you. Yeah. Rather than on a hillside. Hillside that chill vibes and no semi heart clean inside. Like that. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch up later. All right. I'm out. Peace.